I don't know, 8 minutes of the third quarter. We're not our best version of ourselves, but first half, I thought we brought a rock-solid approach to the game, and the finish. Probably the last 6-8 minutes of the fourth quarter and the furious finish in overtime, we did show some grit, some toughness, some big plays down the stretch. Tyler was very good, obviously. And then overall, it's probably, close to 40 minutes of good basketball. We would like more consistency. That's what we're working on. But we like the fact that those lessons will happen after an overtime win.
What drove you? I mean, I can't recall a lot of times at all. You've done 5 for 5. So what sort of at that moment made you say this is the time to make that kind of move?
Well, we talked about it at halftime. We really wanted to come out with a great sense of urgency and not necessarily, you're not trying to throw a knockout punch. It's more about our disposition, our focus, our attention to detail, the energy, efforts, everything. I had to call a timeout, and then the tide was still going. We had a 21-point lead, and it evaporated like that. So I just felt it was appropriate to get the second unit in there and see if it could change the energy of the game, and it did. The second unit, you really have to commend them for shifting the momentum. It's a tough thing in this league when the momentum shifts, and then you try to get it back. Sometimes it can be elusive, but the second unit, played some good basketball.
With that second unit, Tyler Hero, you mentioned him a little bit, but how big was his scoring, especially just to withstand Washington's run there in this third?
Yeah, look, I would like to start with his defense. He brought a much more active and focused and committed effort on that side of the floor. That earned him more opportunities, more minutes. And then offensively, he's a talent. He is. He's fearless. He has skills. He can read defenses. And he has a flair for the moment. So those things we want, but he still has to progress defensively. And I thought he played a complete game on both sides.
I know the record's very good, and the home record is outstanding, and the overtime record, it's all good. But how much do you like that, even though you are winning, you have a group that's new, and you still have tons of teachable moments? It seems like every night. How much are you enjoying? I know you're not enjoying parts of it, but how much the fact that there is clear things for this team to work on and find ways to get better, how much do you like that part that is coming with wins?
You would obviously always prefer that, but you take whatever the schedule and the games give you, and we've had a lot of opportunities to develop some grit, to be able to face adversity, to be able to find solutions against competition when it's not necessarily going your way, and momentum shifting back and forth. These things help you in the long run, but it always makes coming into work the next day a little bit brighter.
The way this team has been able to, in the actual overtime periods, to take it up a notch defensively, like what has really stood out to you about what aspect of that just in the actual overtime?
We have some ultra high-level competitors in that room, and guys that can guard multiple positions. And then the competitiveness of the moment in an overtime game or a close fourth quarter game brings out something more in all of those guys. Clearly, from the head coaching chair, I would like to see that more consistently throughout the course of the game. Every team is searching for that right now, so it's not exclusive to us, but we have it in us. Like I said, in the first half and in the last 6-8 minutes of the game and in overtime, those were some of our best versions of ourselves, effort-wise, detail-wise, and commitment to that side of the floor.
Jimmy obviously made a bunch of big plays in overtime, and I know you discussed it throughout the season. Dwayne was on a conference call earlier today, and he said he always knew Jimmy was the right amount of crazy to fit in with you and Pat. how would you describe Jimmy's ability to fit in the way he has and get the younger players to buy in to what he's selling?
Look, we've always admired him as a player, and like Dwayne said, we felt that his values match ours, and we never think anything of that. If you want to use the adjective, quote unquote, his crazy matches our crazy, people have probably said that more about us than him. So we think it's a marriage made in heaven. It's our language. He speaks our language. We speak his language. We think it's normal behavior. We think if you lose or don't play well, we expect everybody in the building to be probably irrationally upset, even during the regular season or in a regular season game during January. That's how we're wired. That's why he's perfect for us to be the face of the franchise moving forward. And then stylistically, the way he plays the game of basketball and the way he competes fits on so many different levels to be able to help our young guys grow and gain confidence and play off of his talent and his competitiveness and his will, because he's a very giving and sharing player. That was probably one of the most pleasant things that I've learned about him in our setting is he wants other guys to flourish, and he understands the big picture. Guys need to be better and different, in April and May than they are right now. And for that to happen, he has to facilitate that. And we think it's a fantastic fit.